year ago today. When I walked in these doors, I was completely broken. My dad had just died a few weeks before that. And I felt like my whole world had come crashing down on me. But the flip side to that is the person that walked through those doors a year ago and the person up here today are two completely different people. That has everything to do with God, very little to do with me. And I know that full-heartedly. I was born and raised in Shreveport, a very loving Christian family. My brothers and sisters were all close, and we all got along. And my dad loved my mom for over 58 and a half years, up to the day he died. The only thing that my mom loved even more than my dad is Jesus. She's built her entire life's work around him. And so many times over the years, she always asked me, what could she have done differently? How had she somehow failed me? You know, she couldn't have done it differently. Did it right the first time. It was me that strayed. And I failed you. And I failed our family. 17 years ago, I found out that my melanoma was back in my lymph nodes. And so I tried to pray it away. I prayed that it wouldn't be malignant, but it was. I prayed that I wouldn't have to do chemo, but I did. And I thought, where's the God that helps everybody else out when they need him? Where is he now for me? And even though I wasn't all that close to God at the time, that's when I closed the door and I walked away, and I never intended to open that door again. But even though I walked away from God, he didn't walk away from me for 1 minute. He put this protective shield around me that got me through times when friends didn't make it and I did. Car accidents. Probably the biggest one that still baffles all of my doctors is that 17 years later I'm still here. But that doesn't baffle God because he's bigger than cancer. And he knew that I was going to get back to this place where I am today. And he was patient. And when I got here, I got on my knees and I cried out to God because I felt like I was so far down that the only way I had to look was up. And I know some of y'all can relate to that. And I begged him to just help me. And he came running back into my life, y'all, with a vengeance. And he didn't keep a scorecard and he didn't hold a grudge. He just started putting the broken pieces of my life back together, and 2 of those pieces are sitting right over there today. I knew that Christ was working in my life because I had a sincere desire to change and I wanted to be a better person. But I just didn't know how to do that, and this program showed me how. The structure and the discipline, y'all, was so good for me. It was what I needed. And then I started meeting all these role models that are on staff and that run the thrift store. Miss D, Miss Sandy, Brother Stan, everybody that runs that thrift store, y'all, that just supports this program, just unending hours of work with nothing in return. And then I got the opportunity to go out in the community and start cleaning houses for these wonderful women like Miss Faye and Miss Reva, who never treated us apart from, they treated us like a part of. And they were such good examples to us. And just all of it all rolled together, y'all, everything. I got something from each and every staff member because they're all so different, and they've all contributed to my growth this year. The friendships I've made here, I'll have them forever. I know that, full-heartedly. I've learned how to love and trust again. Because I had to get broken down for God to build me back up this time. And I knew that he was conditioning me for something, but I didn't know what it was. And I found out 3 months ago what it was. I got the news that my grandson, my 1-year-old grandson, had 27 seizures and was in a coma on a ventilator. But I didn't use this tragedy this time to get mad at God, and this time I used it to lean on God. The news went from bad to worse to even more worse, and I was torn because I knew that God didn't bring me here 9 months into my program to change his mind.